Justice with Akechi! Evil is destined to perish. Should have confessed first.
November
What a
21st.
sore loser.
Monday.
Innocent? Makes no sense. Innocent? Makes no sense.
I heard they
truth
arrested
is
one of the
lost
Phantom
before.
Thieves! No way!
Akechi got the last laugh.
Didn't expect him to
Finally,
commit
we have
suicide.
peace. A
He's
worthy
a
end for
murderer.
a villain.
He deserved to die.
Akechi is bae!
We can finally breathe
Come on, leak
easy
his
now.
name! Kid had it
He
coming.
killed
lol.
himself, huh?
He
Guess we'll
went
never
down
know his
easy.
motivation. I'm exhausted. Feels like my consciousness is about to fade away. Hey, are you alright? Don't fall asleep until we reach our destination. Are you listening? Could this be the effect of the drug wearing off? The memories I thought were gone are starting to come back. Are you listening? What were we talking about? You weren't paying attention? Well, I guess I can see how you'd be lost in thought right now. Anyway, we need to talk about how we get out of this situation. Futaba's monitoring of Akechi's phone has confirmed it. He did indeed have an ulterior motive. It's on a completely different level than just that. Not only was he trying to frame us, but he was the true culprit behind the mental shutdowns. His offer to assist us was simply a plot to frame the Phantom Thieves and kill Draco-kun. If we go into Sis's palace as he suggests, we'll likely be met by a large ambush of police forces. To think he would be this far gone. I know now what it means to feel a chill down my spine. Furthermore, he wishes to bring a police squad from reality into the palace. If the 8 of us can enter at once, it's not inconceivable to think a larger group is possible. He may even be able to bring in vehicles or other special pieces of equipment. So, this really was just a setup to shift the blame onto us? He made us go after Okumura, then once we triggered the change of heart, he killed him. And he told us he had seen the true culprit, but it was him the entire time! I mean, if you think about it... Actually, no, he was lying the whole time. He didn't see the culprit. You can't see yourself unless you have a mirror. The whole time he was working with Makoto's sister, who's really just some homicidal maniac. Come on, we gotta take that bastard Akechi down! Isn't that recording we got enough proof to do it? No, Akechi is merely a tool. His orders come from elsewhere, the grand mastermind behind this all. An unimaginable fiend capable of arranging the murder of a suspect of a police station. Unless we find out who that is, he will continue to be... Unless we can figure out who that is, we will continue being targeted even if we defeat Akechi. But what means do we have of learning his identity? We'll have to make Akechi say it. Though, once we do, that mastermind will likely eliminate us. I think that'll be the case eventually, regardless of whether or not we learn his identity. The only reason it hasn't happened yet is because we're an easy target to blame for his crimes. If he realizes that's no longer possible and abandons the plan, he may opt to kill us immediately. Damn it. So we don't got a choice but to go with that bastard suggestion. But if we go into the palace as told, Draco will get arrested, then murdered by Akechi. Palace. The palace! Actually, there's something I'd like to say regarding... Aha! We can use the palace to our advantage! What's this all of a sudden? There's a way. A way to get past Akechi and get the mastermind to lay off us all while learning his identity. Really? You gotta be kidding me! If he wants to kill Draco, why not let him? You know, out of context, that sounds really fucked up. That is, inside the palace. Yes, we can have him kill the cognitive Draco-kun, all the while believing he killed the real one. Yeah, that's it! It seems that's our only option. Listen close, everyone. I have a plan for how we can carry this operation out.
Ever since the death of their teenage leader, the Phantom Thieves have fallen silent. However, the police intend on continuing this investigation until the case is fully solved.
I'm sorry I'm late. I had to finish a few things at work. Where are they?
Waiting upstairs. Go tell them to come on down. I'm gonna fetch him.
You're her sister, correct?
Makoto told me everything. Futaba-chan, I'm sorry that I caused you so much trouble this past summer.
It's ancient history now.
Man, that goddamn detective.
I know, right? What an asshole!
Look who's here.
Hey guys! Rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated.
Hey, big bastard.
How have you been?
You know, can't complain. Avoided a bullet to the brain, so that was pretty cool. Pretty good. I mean, no, Ghostly. Ghostly's the best answer.
You're not floating.
Yeah, I know. I thought I would. It's weird.
It truly is a relief to see your face.
Hey, I'm glad to see you guys too.
I bet that moron Akechi don't even know we tricked him yet.
Probably not.
Still, how'd you pull this off?
Okay, before we get into this, I really love this. I know convoluted plans can be annoying sometimes, but when they're done right, it's why I loved Death Note, it's why I loved Code Geass. It's one of the reasons why I love this game. So let's get into it.
Isn't this guy considered dead?
Yes.
You weren't told anything? I heard my sister brought him here, though.
Yeah, she came over in a taxi, dumped him off, and told me to keep him safe.
That's it. Hey, he's not actually dead. Keep him safe.
It was right after they announced he had died, too. Almost gave me a heart attack.
I didn't have time to explain.
Hey, shouldn't we tell boss what really happened?
Yes, let's go into the finer details of our convoluted and intricate plan.
We wanted to make our enemy believe the leader of the Phantom Thieves was dead.
What?
What we did was make that enemy kill his fake in the metaverse.
Hold on a sec. Enemy? Fake? What are you talking about?
Oh right, we haven't really explained any of the metaverse shit, have we? Oh boy, okay Sojiro, get ready for a story.
The true culprit behind all these incidents set us up. Our goal here was to determine their identity.
True culprit? I see. So you guys were going up against someone else.
Yes. I mean, I'm glad you got that out of that.
It was Goro Akechi. You knew beforehand that he was the traitor, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Say to be fair, it was fucking obvious. He was too suspicious.
Akechi himself gave us the chance to strike back. He made one fatal mistake.
Couldn't you have just said from the beginning that Akechi was the real culprit?
I mean, we would need proof. And who was gonna believe us?
That wasn't something we could simply bring up. We couldn't have you suspect Akechi. Besides, neither you nor the other investigators would have believed something like that, would you?
True. Akechi was credited with the arrest of the Phantom Thieves. Not even I would think he was the culprit. In other words, you left him alone on purpose. That was a bold move.
God, I can't keep up with any of this stuff. So what was this mistake Akechi made? What did he do?
He slipped up in regards to Morgana's voice.
You mean a cat?
Yes, the cat can talk. You can't hear it because you're a normal person.
Yes, Morgana can talk.
Yeah, no, that is the appropriate reaction to have. That among a few other possible answers.
Sorry, was that supposed to be a joke?
No. I mean, you can't hear him talk, but...
Oh, our apologies. That's completely true. You surprised?
Does that mean he said something just now as well?
Yes, he did. He asked if you were surprised.
But you don't understand him, do you? That's how it was for all of us at first, too.
When you're in the metaverse, Mona talks like a normal person. Once you hear that and your brain realizes he can actually talk, you start to understand him in reality.
Right, because his cognition changes, shifting your cognition as well.
It's a change in cognition, most likely.
Probably. Perhaps!
Thanks to Akechi's lame acting, we figured out something was up.
Yeah. No, it was pretty obvious.
When we talked to Akechi at the school festival, he was acting like he just realized Mona could talk. But we already saw him drop a mega hint about it way earlier.
Oh, I know a place! I want to go to that huge pancake-looking place we passed on the way here!
Oh, am I mistaken? I thought I heard something about delicious pancakes.
Mona was the only one who was talking about a pancake. That meant Akechi'd already been in the metaverse by then.
And since he was lying to us about that, we assumed he had a hidden motive behind contacting us.
It seemed odd upon further thought. His reaction to my pancake comment was an honest one, after all.
His story was too good.
He did approach us when we found ourselves in the worst trouble yet. That's why we asked Futaba-chan to wiretap his phone.
Thank God for Futaba's amazing hacking skills and, I guess, machine creation skills.
I pretended to be interested in checking the phone out, but I was actually planting my app.
Well played, Futaba. Well played.
My heart was pounding while I was doing it, though.
Even that ace detective could never have imagined a program being installed so quickly.
Especially if he doesn't know how shit like that works.
Futaba's quirky nature proved to be a great help.
That was just an act!
And it was a really good act, let me tell you, Futaba.
After a few days of listening, this confirmed his betrayal.
Then I'll guide the police into her palace and have them catch the Phantom Thieves in the act. That would be the only way to arrest them, given their methods. I'll deal with them after that. Let me see. We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that? Public security questioning will occur on the first day. And with that room, my task will be simple.
Is this for real?
Yep.
Yes, the guard will be one of ours. We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy the evidence, though.
So they planned to get rid of that guard from the beginning.
Say you listen to this.
Well then, I will make the arrangements the day after the arrest.
Unless she's explaining it to Sojiro too.
And thus, the dangerous criminal responsible for the mass mental shutdowns shall end his own life. When he does, you will become a great hero who saved Japan from evil. As will I, of course.
I knew he was acting strangely, but to think he was this far gone.
Oh yeah. He jumped way off the deep end.
He's no ace detective. Akechi is the perpetrator behind the mental shutdown crimes.
On top of that, there's someone else commanding Akechi. Someone with great authority. So great that they can order an assassination in a police station.
Although now that I think about it, why is it we only heard one side of the conversation? I mean, that's just how the bug works. It can only pick up what's being said on one side of the phone, not record what's they're listening to? That seems a little weird.
That's why we had to make a move before they did.
I see.
We baited Akechi into Sis's palace, making him dispose of our leader's fake, but think he killed him. Can you elaborate on that in more detail? What exactly happened in my cognitive world?
We're sorry for using you without your permission. Your palace had all the conditions we needed.
What conditions? First, we required a place inside the cognitive world that was the same as in reality.
That place is based on the real world after all. Anywhere that's not warped looks just like normal.
That's why nobody but the person who uses the nav even realizes they're in the metaverse.
Back with Kamoshida, we came in from the station without even noticing.
Not till we got to school.
You totally can't tell the difference if there ain't any distortions around.
We had already investigated Nijima-san's palace when Makoto brought the suggestion to us.
I was seriously impressed by that suggestion. To be honest, I didn't quite understand it, but I went along with it.
It was a great idea.
Yeah, it's good we have her heading up our operations.
Damn straight.
Makoto is normally so calm as well, but once her mind is set, she gets oddly impulsive.
I did have a bit of a rivalry forming with Akechi.
Yeah, no, we caught that.
But I just couldn't contain myself anymore once you became a target, Sis. The reason I joined the Phantom Thieves was to heal your heart, after all. My own achievements were all that mattered to me. I was desperate. I wasn't myself at all. I'm sorry I couldn't see that. That goes for the both of us.
We heard from Mako-chan that you were going to do the interrogation, Nijima-san.
And regarding its location, I take it you used the data from my laptop?
Yep.
I'm sorry.
I mean, ends justify the means.
Go on. There were two things we were able to confirm while we were checking the metaverse.
Oh my god, I love this artwork.
First, our clothes didn't change when we were down in the interrogation room. Second, the scenery and details outside of the palace proper were the same as in the real world.
Once we heard that from Makoto, we secretly went to check it out without Akechi knowing.
There was also one more thing we absolutely needed to make this work. A perfect cognitive replica of him in the metaverse's interrogation room.
Since he had yet to be caught, though, there obviously wouldn't be anyone in that room.
Once we saw the casino guests and police officers, we were convinced this would work. They looked no different from actual living people.
After that, we just had to work our way into the palace like usual, while keeping Akechi in the dark.
Everything went as planned up until we defeated Sis's shadow. However, it was then that we were met with a terrifying, unexpected police ambush. As a result, even though we managed to grab the treasure, we couldn't get it out of the metaverse.
Well, that's a damn shame.
Except that was all an act. We had prepared an empty briefcase beforehand, and merely acted like we were taking the treasure.
So what, we got the treasure beforehand?
This was because we knew the police would be coming for us.
Wait a minute. Is that the briefcase from the... what was his name? Kaneshiro? That sounds right. The fat mob guy. Or was that gold, that briefcase? I don't remember. I thought it looked
We made
vaguely
sure before
familiar.
the operation that the police would be waiting to ambush us. And just as expected, he totally took the bait.
Him getting captured by the police went exactly how we planned it.
And I had been interrogating him with no knowledge of this. But how did you lure Akechi into this cognitive world's interrogation room?
All I needed were the coordinates.
It seems like she used this laptop to remotely access the metaverse. I love Futaba in this image. It's the best. Asking her about it now would drag the conversation on too long. I should talk to her later.
Akechi disposed of the fake in the palace and left thinking he had been victorious. It must have been truly hilarious for our leader who sat idly in the real world's interrogation room.
Oh yeah, I would have been laughing hysterically.
Surely he was acting quite cocky by himself in that quiet chamber.
I love that picture so much.
So that's why you gave me your phone. I only took it because of what you told me.
It reminds me of Rukia's drawings from Bleach.
Ah, it's a shame I didn't have the opportunity to see that for myself.
I'm just glad I didn't die.
All I could do was try to handle all the messages that started coming to me on his phone. Huh. So in other words, I've been to the metaverse, albeit for a brief moment.
Yeah. In your own palace, that must have been weird as fuck. I mean, Futaba's done it, so she's the only one of us that could, like, sympathize with you. Or is it empathize? I get those two mixed up sometimes.
In our experience, there is little danger when someone enters their own palace for so short a time.
That's the other reason we had him give it to you. We needed you to listen to Alibaba, deceive the guard, and ultimately aid in his escape. By having you head back to the interrogation room, we could return you to the real world as well.
I mean, I had to think of some way to keep you from running into Akechi mid-assassination.
Yeah, no, fair.
Huh. Astounding. I hadn't the slightest idea that such a grand operation was taking place within me.
I'm so glad he was able to persuade you during the interrogation. Even though we knew Akechi's plan, we were pretty worried about that part.
Yeah, I mean, there was no guarantee I'd be able to convince her.
True.
Why is that?
Without Sis on our side, Futaba's plan and subsequent breakout would have never been possible. That persuasion was easily our greatest gamble. We couldn't consult Sis beforehand. It was absolutely the make or break moment of the entire plan.
And I was drugged for it, which made things a lot more hectic, I assure you.
Still, I'm surprised you could convince me in such a short time. Were you confident you could do it?
I don't remember. Drugs. I'll say I was. I'll be cool.
I see. Either way, I can't believe you went for such a risky idea.
If we could just tell you the true culprit's plan, I knew you'd realize the bigger picture. Realize that our leader was telling the truth, and that there was a greater evil to pursue.
As a result, we emerged victorious.
Then the reason you kept this a secret from me was so you could catch the true culprit, correct?
Yes. Plus, you had lost control of yourself at the time.
This is stunning. All I can really do is laugh.
I've kind of figured out that you guys made Akechi kill a fake.
Yes, correct.
But what did you do about the body?
The police never even checked it.
Huh?
They had a coroner working to ensure his death was reported as a suicide. That coroner didn't take one look at the scene and just passed along a falsified death certificate.
The bad guys have that much influence?
I mean, I guess. Hey, no one said it was gonna be easy.
Murder in a police station would be reckless otherwise. We also knew of a possible conspirator.
Thanks to Futaba-chan's messages and the guard's demeanor, I eventually came to understand. And since the higher-ups at the police knew nothing of this, they were thrown into disarray. As a result, his suicide during imprisonment was reported on the news, just as Akechi planned.
And with that confusion, he was able to escape with Nijima-san's help.
I made sure nobody would check the morgue for his body, and thanks to that, nobody knows he survived.
Well played.
Thinking back to the interrogation, though, I can't believe what they did to him.
Oh, were you guys able to hear all that shit? That was fucked up, huh?
The callous use of violence and even drugs is utterly abnormal. If he had lost consciousness and hadn't been able to tell Sis about the phone, he would have died.
Yeah. But hey, they needed me to sign that confession.
I'm truly glad you made it back safe.
Draco-kun. It was close.
I almost became one of your assailants as well.
It still freaked me out when I saw the suicide on the news, though.
We made sure to live normal lives while he was being interrogated to avoid drawing any suspicion. Even with that, I couldn't help but worry for him in my heart.
Well, I knew right away that her plan worked out.
I wanted to believe, but considering what we were up against.
Ryuji's a bit on the dense and carefree side.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Can it, cat?
I had to be patient and avoid this place until things settled down. I finally feel relieved.
We knew he was alive, but it was difficult to not worry until we could confirm it in person.
I mean, hey, that's fair.
Now that I think about it, my interrogation was just a formality for the head commander. What a joke, letting me interrogate someone who was meant to die. They just wanted to avoid backlash. Very well. From here forward, I will do my utmost to assist you.
Thank you, Sae.
You saved me, after all.
That's reassuring to hear.
I'll do whatever I can to help too. Just let me know.
Will do, Sojiro.
Let's take a break for now, though. This old brain is pooped. Oh, and feel free to use the first floor when you guys want to get together to talk.
Thanks.
You'll need a hideout where you can be safe. Just say the word, and I'll close shop early.
Are you sure?
This guy can't leave. Plus, you won't make much progress if people can hear you from downstairs.
That's fair.
It's not like this place is the liveliest joint in town. It won't be a huge loss for me.
Wow, that's really nice of him.
Let us accept his offer. What a great man.
No kidding. And to think, I thought he was, you know what, not important. The summary of the story up to this point has been updated. To read, press triangle button. To open the menu, then select Story from under the System option. You've seen this at least a dozen times at this point, but let's remind you anyway.